What's up, guys? I'm dressed, I'm ready, heading to the event. I'm a little bit late. I'm like 30 minutes late. No, oh my god, I'm like an hour late. Oh my gosh, I'm like an hour late, but I think I'll still have at least an hour spare to, like, you know, hear everything that's going on. Let me see if I could turn a little bit more light on for you all. I'm really excited. Let me get over here. I thought I had that, but I guess I don't. Oh, I do. Yeah, I'm like, I thought I did. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, wow, that's a lot of light. Yeah, guys, so headed to the event. I didn't have any time to do my hair or my makeup. At all, like on camera at all. I'm running really late. I'll get there at 8:26. Traffic is actually pretty bad, surprisingly. To be so late, you know what I mean? But yeah. But anyways, you guys, we're almost there. I'll chat when I get there. Okay, guys, I'm here at the gathering spot. So excited. Hello. Huh?
What event are we here for today?
The
We go on tour?
yes.
Right, let's do it right.
Okay.
And the real danger is not that you and I face a tragedy of loss. That is inevitable. The real danger is that you and I would live with the trauma of loneliness. Because what you find is when it comes to grief, it's not the loss that does you in, it's the loneliness. 7 years ago, there was a girl who was a boy called Church, and she called me one day and she said, "John, my apartment is on fire. It is burning down. But the good news is the fire department got here on time and they're putting out the fire." So I talked to her the next day in church. I was like, "Man, good news. Stuff was saved." And she's like, "Actually, it wasn't good news. Here's what I learned about houses that get on fire. What the fire doesn't destroy, the water does." You and I know what it's like to feel this fire of loss, and the water that people splash on you is the "sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss." And they imagine that it puts out the feeling of the loss, but what it does is it intensifies the loneliness, because it reminds you that you have less than them, and you have less than what you used to have. I want you to hear this. By understanding grief as a language, you have to take a step back and ask, what was language created for? Kendall Haven, neuroscientist, scientist did work on story. One of the most fascinating parts about her work was she says, language was created for story. Story predates language. Written language was created so that stories would survive and persevere and connect people that are separated by distance and time. And when you embrace that grief is a language, you realize that the goal is something so much better than sorry for your loss. I found that a better way forward is not sorry for your loss, but it's, why don't you tell me a story about your love? I learned this last year at this time. We went on the East Coast and we were with my friends, Jordan and Jessica Rice. Jordan and Jess are 43 years old and 42 years old, respectively. Both of them are on their second marriage. Because in their late 20s, both of them got married and were tragically widowed. Jess lost her husband 2.5 months into marriage in a tragic motorcycle accident. Jordan, 10 months into marriage, was in the hospital with his wife, and the doctor woke him up and had to tell him about a form of cancer that she had that was so rare that he had to Google it before he came into the room. Now here's what took place. After they buried their loved ones, they started dating other people as the years went on. And every relationship got to a point, and it was incredibly shallow, because the only thing that the would-be comforter knew how to do was to splash on, sorry for your loss. And I don't want you to rehearse the worst day of your life. And in that, there came a point where every one of the relationships ended until Jordan and Jessica found each other. And they found somebody that was fluent in being a widow. And as they started to talk about life, one of them said to the next, would you talk to me about your spouse? I know it was the worst day of your life, but would you tell me stories about your love? And as they traded stories about each other's love, something took place. The loss didn't change, but the loneliness did. And they said, wait, you're never going to know who I am unless you know about this big piece of me that was snatched from me. And what you got was a group of people that rehearsed the worst day of their life over and over and over, and far from driving them to depression, it drove them to love. This is what Toni Morrison does in every one of her novels. She coined this term, rememory. And it's this act of using story to reclaim present and ongoing trauma. This act of narrative love is a way that you and I help people hold on to hope, not by avoiding the things that we lost, but talking about the things that we lost and reminding people that this is hope. Hope in story doesn't come from the fact that I give answers to your grief, as much as it is me just saying, your story, however complex, is an unfinished one. Patience is a vital organ. Stick around to the end. Story is the way that you and I speak the language of grief with an accent of hope. This past year I turned 40, and I was lamenting the past few years the Nigerian metabolism that I had that allowed me to eat anything at my big age and maintain a six-pack vanished. I thought it was just because I was turning 40. I went to the doctor, and they said, no, it's not because you're turning 40. It's because your body's turning against you. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's. Basically, it's an autoimmune disease where your body puts your thyroid on furlough, right? And your thyroid is what controls your metabolism. So regardless of all of my hard work or things like that, there was things that I would intake that just sat at the bottom of my stomach and I couldn't process it. And then when I went into that doctor's office saying, what's wrong with me, they sent me out with a piece of paper. And that piece of paper was a prescription. And they said, just take these pills and you'll be fine. And I said, great, 90 pills, I should be good in 3 months. And they said, wrong. You're actually going to take one of these pills per day for the rest of your life. There is no cure, but there is a way to replace what it is that you've lost that can help you start to metabolize the things that your body won't do on its own. And so every morning I wake up and I am reminded of the profound loss that you feel when your body betrays you, but I'm also reminded that even in the midst of that loss, there's a way forward. It's been said that the people that speak with gravitas are people that are able to metabolize their grief into something beautiful. And the way that you do that is you keep a steady stream of these encouraging stories in your bloodstream. And you'll be surprised when you run up against a brick wall. Maybe the only thing that you can remind yourself is my story, however terrible, is still an incomplete one. And I can wait till the end. That's our hope here today. That a room full of people who came in here because of some kind of loss that Facebook knew about and targeted you, would be able to come together and realize that the loss is going to be with you for the rest of your life, but the loneliness doesn't have to be. Here's what we're getting ready to do as the lights come up. We're getting ready to head into a little bit of an intermission, and there's just a few things I want to draw your attention to. The very first one is this: is you came in on time. Maybe for those of you that came in on time, there are these wristbands, and we just really wanted to put those there so that at a glance you could look at somebody else and be reminded of the fact that I am not the only one that is grieving the loss of health. I'm not the only one that's grieving the loss of a loved one. And so we hope that as you take these next 10 minutes or so that you would be able to maybe find somebody and ask them to tell you a story about your love. Two, one of the things we have here is a thing called After the Tone. We did it last year. It was one of the most encouraging things for me. It's when you have language, you're eager to share that language, and we just feel that your story is too precious for it not to be shared. And we don't have the capacity to hold them all right now, but we want to listen to every one of them. So there's 2 lines. The very first line you'll call, and it'll just ask you to share your story. The next line was something that's really near and dear to my heart. If you've had a loved one that's suddenly lost, you live the rest of your life feeling like, I wish that I could have just said this to them. And sometimes it's helpful to just have a place for you to share, realizing that your story is often the key to unlocking hope in somebody else. I'll never forget the first anniversary of my brother's death. It was the first day that I realized my dad had feelings. I went to my brother's Facebook wall, and my dad wrote the sweetest message. I'm sure my dad said that stuff to him all the time. I never heard him say that. And 9 years later, I come back to that message. And I want y'all to know there's so many beautiful stories that we want to share. So you can take a picture of that, and we'd love for you to call in and to leave that. And then the very last thing, and then I'm going to get up out of your hair. The lights will really come up, and we'll have a time to sit and chat some.
Hey girl, I've been good. How you been? Good. Good to see you. It's been forever.
How's everything? How's business going?
Business is good. it's been like that for me since the pandemic. Then I went back to a salon, and then I just came back home. It just made the most sense. Yeah.
So how did that work with the pandemic? Because I feel like people were less inclined to be around people, but at the same time wanted to feel like a normal person.
Yes. So it was hard because a lot of people stopped coming. You know what I mean? When you see on the news say plastered, stay away from leaves, and they telling you that on the news. So business really was crazy.
You survived though.
I did.
That's good.
Because I still had clients that, I would ask them, like, what you doing? And like, because they still had to work. So some of my clients still work for Publix, so they still had to go to work. They still needed their hair done. So there was still a lot of people who needed their hair done.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. The pandemic was crazy.
You survived though. That's saying something.
Yeah.
I watched so many, with me being in the quick service restaurant world, we watched so many like smaller businesses like disappear and get ate up by bigger businesses. So to be honest, like, what's up, man? To be honest, it's a big deal to have survived that. Especially.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Are y'all still at Cornerstone? Okay. I'm gonna come visit.
Yeah, it'd be good to see you.
Yeah. I'm by the Battery.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm at the Battery.
Can't live up there. Oh. I used to love going up there because it was like a way to get away from the hustle and bustle and everything. But I feel like once they built all that stuff up over there, it got so busy. Oh man. But
It's not that bad though.
if there's a game going on or
Yeah.
and everybody be in concert all the time up there.
Yeah.
We went and saw her up there at Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay.
And also, I don't know if you know Thundercat is a bassist, but I went so Thundercat. He's a bassist, so
Okay.
his biggest claim to fame is he played on Kendrick Lamar's Blood Cloud.
Oh, okay.
But every time we went, it was just chaos.
For real? Yeah, especially when you going into all of that.
Yeah. But I guess
But it's not
otherwise,
every day. It's not every day. I think one time I got bad in traffic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, well, it's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good to see
So
you.
wait a minute, what did I miss?
What's up? What do you mean? What do you
Like
miss?
I just got here.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even know what I missed.
In terms of
Yeah, did Swoop perform already?
So,
Oh man.
but he's like a musical host.
Oh, okay.
So he'll likely be doing stuff throughout the night. Him and Dave.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did the comedian already perform?
Yeah, David. Yeah.
Dang. So,
But he's a host too. So.
so they'll be doing it again?
Yeah, they're probably
okay.
recommitting out the night.
Okay, good.
And I've been friends with him since for a while. He's starting to kill it now. So.
Who?
The comedian David. Oh, so you don't
really?
know? You don't know David?
Now, I remember him from Blueprint. I remember him, and I knew he was doing that, but I haven't seen him in years.
He's been consistent. So.
Oh, wow. Okay, lit.
I feel like he just did some good stuff with somebody. I can't remember who. But yeah, this is cool though. What made you want to come tonight? Did you see it like pop up on the
Yeah, I just saw it on Instagram, and I was like, oh, snap, John is speaking.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, I'm gonna come. I'm definitely
That's
gonna come.
good.
For sure. Yeah, I just saw it. Like,
So you one of them people they said that bought your ticket at 7:15?
yes.
But you here though. That's what matters.
Exactly, yes. It's good to see everybody.
So I think you're good because honestly, that was just the first half.
Oh, okay.
So likely
good. Yeah.
there's gonna be some of the
Second
same
half.
stuff back.
Okay, sounds good. Good.
All right, let me go find Maya real
Okay,
quick.
all right, yes. Good chatting with you.
I'm letting know you're doing good.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys. So, I didn't miss the first half. I get a t-shirt. Let's see what kind of payments they take. I want a t-shirt. Ooh! Oh my god. Y'all, look at this. Are you guys in line? Oh. Are you in line? Okay, let me get behind you.
Where you guys going?
Everything is so nice. Oh, wow.
Had a mission. At that same time, my niece, who's my best friend's daughter, who's a sweet girl, who also, she's not here. She doesn't like me very much. Listen, don't be late to a little girl's birthday party one time. She will remember it the rest of her life. My niece is staying right now. She's going through chemotherapy to hopefully, a bone marrow transplant to hopefully cure her of her sickle cell, right? She's been battling sickle cell her whole life. So she's going through that. Though I remember being very sad or whatever about the election, I knew while she was in that hospital, a couple days before, she said, Uncle Dave, I can see the stars from my room. And I said, hey, I'm gonna get you a telescope. And so, though everybody was feeling sad, I had a mission. I did a show and I rushed up to the hospital and I dropped it off with her dad. And all it reminded me was that day, I invented a little bit of hope, right? And I'm not saying we all gonna remember to do it every way. I'm not good with schedules. But I do want to encourage you to every day invent a little bit of hope. You know, it could be a telescope, you know, you can help somebody's back, whatever you gotta do. But invent a little bit of hope. All right, this is the part where you're supposed to like land a plane in a big ha 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 whatever, but I don't got that. This is a weird show to have a big like, you know, ha ha ha. So what I'm gonna do is just exit stage right, and I hope that y'all remember to have a little hope with you, okay? Thank y'all, my name is David.
This is the thing about grief is solid like fog is solid. It looks solid. And because it looks solid, we think that we have to go around it. No. Grief is solid, but it's solid like fog is solid. You don't need to go around it if you have somebody that can guide you through.
One of the things that we say all the time is that if your life was a restaurant, grief would convince you that it has a standing reservation at every table. It doesn't. So the last 12 minutes that you just sat through are some of the most important of the night, because you realize, regardless of what you came in here with, that there is a gift of just being in the moment and laughing, and grief and hope are not these parallel streets, right? It is okay to feel something good and laugh and smile. So shout out to Dave. There were a few jokes. I'm like, I don't know if you could do it. But as I walked up on stage, he's like, John, I told you I do this professionally. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, y'all, our time thus far has been great. I will say right now, this is the best first show that we've ever had. And it's really a large part, because of y'all, after y'all warmed up at the beginning, because at the beginning, they were like, but I do just want to jump right on in, maybe with a question to introduce Asia. There was somebody that wrote in and said, hey, is there any intentionality behind the all-male hosting cast? And they were clear, like, I'm a fan of it. Yeah, I'm not hating. I just want to know why. And really, this was all just birthed out of friendship and the type of friends that I had that if I asked them to do a whole lot, they would do a whole lot, even if I paid them very little, right? So I've known Rich for 15 years. We were both young pastors and experienced a great sense of solidarity. And the more that we started to talk about loss, the more that we realized we bonded. Swoop, I've known Swoop for a decade plus. The first time that I met him, he came down and he stayed with my brother. David, I've known him for 15 years since I moved here. And so it was really just birthed out of friendship with people that I know and love that feel this stuff very deeply. And with that being said, we are very aware of that there are so many other voices. And so at each stop that we're in, we try our best to get a voice that we love and trust and want to expose folks to. And that is why Asia Duncan is up here. For those of y'all that were here last year, y'all already know that Asia was a longtime friend, and following the death of my brother, Asia, who also is a professional licensed counselor, helped to walk me through some of the darkest times of my life. And I really owe so much, not just of life, but these past few years. If you're sitting in this room right now, it's in large part because of how gracious she's been with her time. So whenever we do the show here, I think we gotta have Asia. So let's take a few minutes, and I'd love for both of y'all. I'd love for both of y'all to introduce yourselves. We'll start with you, Asia. You look the most uncomfortable right now.
Thanks. So no, I'm Asia Duncan. Like you said, I'm a licensed professional counselor. That's probably most important right now.
I'm Rich Bettis. That was my daughter who said, period. Born and raised in New York, and our family has been living in Atlanta for the last 4 years.
If you could go back in time, what language or what words would you give to your freshly green?
And there's denial, there's bargaining, and there's acceptance. And we all want to make it to acceptance, but of course we tell everybody, it's no rush, and you might go through all the stages, and it's, acceptance. And I'm realizing that, okay, people go through those stages and those feelings, and those things are valid. And once you get to acceptance, we realize, well, that's like a continuous choice. It's not like we've reached there. And so I'm still left longing with my clients as we go through these stages of grief. Okay, well, you felt all the things and you've accepted. And it's still like, but there's still something here. What do I do with this? And so I love grief as a language because, again, it is something that has to be learned, that is shared, that connects, and it keeps going. We go on, right? And so I think that that's so important for people to know when they grieve, is that even though it's continuous, there is hope to be found there, but like you said, it's not necessarily a journey with a destination spot. I'm just realizing one of my sessions today, I said to my client, I'm still going through my grief journey. And I'm like, oh gosh, stop saying that. But I know what I mean.
Right.
I see it as an ongoing journey that doesn't, but I love how you put it. It doesn't
Did you know the 5 stages of grief was created by Dr. Kubler-Ross, I think. And they studied a group of people that were on their way to death. So the 5 stages of grief was bringing a group of people who had terminal diagnoses, and they moved through those 5 stages. It was not created by studying the people that they left behind. So it's like, that 5-stage stuff, it's like, it was like, I mean, it worked for them. Maybe it's the same thing there. And it's not. And I do feel like that deep sigh in the room was just vindication, right? It's like, yeah, that's wild. All right.
Well, I guess, yeah. I just wasn't sure if we were like double dutching into this. I think the language of grief as a language has actually been really helpful to me too. I have immigrant parents, and my first language was Spanish. And I think I've often come to realize that, living in a world where, my parents moved from the Dominican Republic, came to the United States, and just happened to live in an area that was heavily populated with Spanish speakers. But if you left that place, you realize, you needed to speak the dominant language, which is, not even English, but you know what I mean. You had to speak English, and I realized that as I watched my mom and my dad navigate the world, and people wanted to get close to them, you had to learn their language. And so I've come to realize that learning a language is to accept the people. And I think in the same way, like, using the language of grief as a language in large part helps you to be accepting of this idea of grief being one that stays with us for, a very long time.
That's it. Why do you think that's so hard?
For grief to stay with you?
For people to embrace that this is a language that they're going to have to learn to accept.
Yeah, because I think that means you've got to live with this thing for a long time, this thing that's really nuanced and complex and jagged and not very pleasant, and most times we don't want to have to live with something that's jagged and unpleasant for a long time. I think many things are at play, and among those is probably the culture that says that we should conquer things, that we should arrive at a place, that we should pursue something and take a hold of it. And when you, in this context and in this conversation, to have that mindset, the grief being a language doesn't work, right? You want to have, you want to conquer it, you want to finish it, you want it to be done with, right? Because that's part of how you see the rest of how you show up in the world. So this must be the same way.
One of the most, I think, interesting questions that came throughout the course of the time was, not somebody trying to find closure to their grief, right? I lost a loved one, I cared about them dearly. But they said, how do you deal with anger towards your lost loved one? Right? There's a type of ambiguous grief that comes from somebody's physically still here, but emotionally we are disconnected. But what do you do when you're angry with them for something that they did and now they're gone?
We kind of, we touched on the anger last year. Anger is one of those emotions. I love anger. I have a love relationship with anger because I feel like it is needed, that we all need to have a healthy relationship with our anger. I also think, though, that we emotionally bypass our hurt and skip over to anger because it feels more empowering, like we can do something about it, But I encourage people to lean into the anger because it reveals something about you. It reveals your values. It reveals the things that are important to you. So whatever that person might be angry about speaks to them. So a lot of times we're so outward focused on what somebody did or what they didn't do or what they didn't say or tell me, when really, when we come back in, it's like, oh, this was important to me, but also, can I go back to my primary emotion of just being hurt and sad and sit with that and deal with that? And it's okay to be angry. That's okay as a secondary emotion, but I think a lot of times we bypass hurt and sadness for anger, and there's so much growth and discovery that is to be found when we are hurt and allow ourselves to sit in the discomfort of hurt without rushing it on, right? Because again, it doesn't feel empowering like anger does. So I encourage people to sit and acknowledge their hurt and discover what there is to be found in that space.
Yeah, that's really helpful. You know, in talking about this last year too, you know, I realized that I have found that when I either discover the space to be sad, lament, or I'm
about to sing. I'm not about to sing. Or tell some spoken word. Yeah, come on, man. Let's go. So we're gonna play Grief Name That Too. That wasn't the reaction. Yeah, come on now. If I had to put songs on a playlist, what would they be? And why would they be there? So here's the way you win. If this song resonates with you in any way, if you know the lyrics, if it's causing a memory, if you feel resonance, thank you so much. Because boy, I couldn't see. If you know it, I need you to sing it along. We got team left, team right, and team middle. And I'm gonna be listening to see who know what's up. Now this is the first one. Uncle Hearn, what's up? The first one is, this is a song that genuinely just feels like a funeral. When we started talking about the music video, it actually was. It's the most funeral song. Oh yeah, it's big funeral. Yeah. So let's see who know what. Here we go. If you know it, sing it along. Here we go. Which is a lot of, I don't miss everybody. I don't miss everybody. All right, make some noise for yourself. He might have missed everybody, but I know for sure he missed his Uncle Charles. All right. Now I don't know about you, Dave, but that video, that's the scariest video ever scared me. It scared me. Yeah, that should have parental warning. Yeah, man, what I was saying. You want your kids to have nightmares? Don't watch this video. Bone Thugs and Harmony sent me to grief recovery. Come on, man. I hadn't lost nobody. It was just a scary video. That's it. All right. One more, or a couple more. Y'all up for another? Y'all still with us? All right. So this one is sneaky, because it don't feel like grief at all. But listen, if you listen, it's there. Absolutely. And sometimes grief will sneak up on you. Anybody ever been, it's like, why am I crying? I'm at my kid's soccer game and they winning. He gonna say, Mommy, what's up? And this one, I was watching the Wayans Brothers masterpiece, White Chick. Come on now. Classic cinema here. And all of a sudden, I found Terry Crews, of all people, singing some words that I had said about my mama before. I need you and I miss you. I'm like, man, this feels very resonant to my grief. Let's see who knows this one, right? Oh, y'all already hear it. I don't want nobody acting
Big Cat. If you remember that video, she didn't walk not one step. She was on a rolling piano all in the countryside. Didn't take one step. And 1,000 miles video, I'll walk 1,000 miles video. Cap.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't believe you.
I'm not even walking, but let alone 1,000.
Come on now.
Nah. You was lying. You was lying, Vanessa. You was lying. You was lying. Grief will make you do some things like say, I'ma fall into the sky.
That ain't even how falling works. That ain't how falling works.
You fall down, the sky is up.
Right. Grief will make you do that though.
Yeah, make some noise for yourselves. Y'all did good on that one. It was some people in here really singing, eyes closed, veins coming out of their neck.
They wanted the whole song.
Oh yeah, they was like, you better get to that second verse. Let's do another one. So this one is interesting because sometimes you'll hear a song and it's like, you took them words or that experience like right from my real life. Like, how did you know that to escape this feeling of heaviness and loss, that I really tried like almost everything? Yeah? Let's see what's up, Nate. She tried a lot.
Okay. They feeling it over here. Y'all feeling it over here?
What you tried to do, Atlanta? You tried to what?
I tried to drink it away. I tried to put one in the air.
What was you putting in the air?
I tried to dance it away.
And the good news. Come on now.
I tried to change it with my hair.
Now let's just take a pause. Right? Talk to me, Dave.
Look, we act like it's just ladies that do it with their hair. I done went bald a couple times when things wasn't right.
I wanted to change
I
my.
tried to get it off.
Oh, yeah. I grew dreads after my mom passed.
Come on now.
A whole nother person. Now, she said, I ran my credit card.
She
bill.
said I ran it, and I was like, oh, you got different type of grief money. Now, I'm very frugal.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
And I couldn't even sing that lyric.
Well, I want to be more sad.
I would have ran my debit card.
Here we go. But that's my speed. Come on.
There's a lot of grief going on there, and it was probably that same grief that had a kicking Jay-Z in that elevator.
That was what it was.
She was right. That grief kick. A grief kick is crazy. You just want it to go away, is what she said. I just want whatever this feeling is to go away. If you know it, sing it with me. Y'all make some noise for David Perdue. That went well. Didn't know if it was going to. You ain't doing nothing with your life. Nothing with your life. Some of y'all ain't heard of late registration, and that's okay. But genuinely, I have turned to, I said it last year, I'll say it again because I said it because I meant it. I've turned to art and melody and lyric and song in my times of grief to find resonance. To find even somebody to put words to what I'm feeling that I may not have said on my own. And it might come and hearing it from good old sane Kanye West in 2005 that you're gonna lose something. Because real sneaky in that hook is that nothing is promised tomorrow today. Let's do it. It's gonna take everything in me not to rap his lyrics and write my own. Faith on the right, but you can't get in between when I grieve and you fix it now.
I got me some pizza. Oh, Hold on. And I ain't gonna stay long. I just wanted to come in and check in. And wow, tonight was, oh, it was so good. Oh my God. Shout out to Mr. John O. Like, he really did that, y'all. He really did that. It was just so good. He's such a great speaker. Actually, let me put this here. He is such a great speaker. Like, I will... I will give that to him 100%. He's such a great speaker. Like, he just made me want to go back and do my speaking engagement. So anyways, guys, we're here at Fellini's. And I just got some pizza. I actually need to get home. They went to the third spot or something like that. To repass and all of that kind of stuff like that. But I ain't gotta do all of that. I'm tired. My feet hurt. I just took off my shoes. Oh my gosh, y'all. When I tell y'all. Y'all want some? Oh my God. My hair turned out perfect. My makeup was perfect. It wasn't too much, just a little bit. Everything was good. Pepperoni pizza is my favorite pizza, y'all. I blame Gina Janine for this. Okay. Tonight has been a very, very long night. Before my camera dies, I just want to close up the video and tell you guys thank you so much for those of you who are still here. So today was great. I got my shirt. I wanted an oversized shirt, you guys. This isn't the first shirt that I picked out. This is the second one. For some reason